All right, today we're diving into one of the fastest growing cities on the entire planet, Lagos, Nigeria. This place is in the middle of a huge transformation, and they've got this ambitious blueprint to basically build their own future. So how are they pulling it off? Let's get into it.
Okay, first things first, you gotta understand the scale we're dealing with here. We're talking about tens of millions of people. The official estimates are already massive, but more people are pouring in every single day, looking for work and opportunity. And, that puts this incredible strain on, well, everything. Housing, transportation, you name it.
So that leads to the big question, right? How on earth do you build a future, a good, sustainable future, for a city that's growing this fast? I mean, it's just a breakneck pace, and that is the puzzle Lagos is trying to solve right now.
So where do you even start? Well, the first step, and honestly maybe the biggest hurdle of all, was just to see the city, to actually understand what's there. Because before you can plan anything, you have to map it.
I mean, just think about it. Try building new roads, or getting electricity to homes, or even just settling property disputes if you don't have a map of where anything is. For a long time, that was the reality in Lagos. Planners were basically flying blind. All this rapid growth was just happening, with almost no official oversight.
So, what's the fix? Well, it's this really cool technology called orthophoto mapping. Basically, think of it like super advanced aerial photography. It creates these incredibly accurate, detailed digital maps. For the very first time, this gives city planners the kind of precise data they need to make smart, informed decisions. And the difference this makes is just night and day. Without these maps, what did you have? Total chaos, unplanned development popping up everywhere, constant fights over who owns what land. But with accurate maps, suddenly you have the foundation for a real, organized city. You can do strategic planning, you can have secure property registration, and you can actually enforce zoning laws. Okay, so now you can actually see the city. That's a huge win. But the next massive challenge is figuring out how to manage all that growth. Which brings us to the problem of taming the city's uncontrolled sprawl. And for the people who actually live there, this kind of sprawl has real, everyday consequences. We're talking about soul-crushing traffic congestion, not nearly enough decent housing, sanitation systems that are just overwhelmed, and of course, a big hit to the environment.
So to deal with all this, Lagos is actually turning to a surprisingly old idea for inspiration. It's called the Garden City concept, and it was thought up by a British planner named Ebenezer Howard more than 100 years ago.
And the idea behind it is actually pretty simple and, well, kind of brilliant. Instead of letting the city sprawl out endlessly, you create these planned, self-contained communities. You purposely mix in green spaces and even little farm zones right alongside homes and businesses. The whole point is to create a more balanced, sustainable way to live that takes the pressure off that crowded city center. But hey, this isn't just about dusting off old plans. Lagos is also going all in on cutting-edge technology to run this city way more efficiently. Think about the classic headaches you find in any giant city. Gridlock traffic. It's not just annoying, it costs the economy real money. Or overflowing trash cans. That's not just ugly, it's a public health problem. These are exactly the kinds of problems that new tech is being rolled out to solve. And the solutions are pretty clever. You've got digital traffic systems using real-time data to ease congestion, and for waste, get this, they're using smart sensors, the Internet of Things, inside trash bins. These sensors literally send out a signal when they're full, so collection routes can be optimized. It saves time, fuel, money, the whole shebang. So the strategy isn't just about brand new maps and shiny new tech, it's also about tackling what's already on the ground, fixing up older areas, and making sure that any new development actually follows the rules. A really big piece of this puzzle is what's called urban regeneration. The government is actively going into neglected neighborhoods, like the Dasunmu district, and giving them a major overhaul, upgrading infrastructure, improving housing, and trying to create new economic opportunities for the people who live there. And this part is absolutely critical, because strong, clear rules build confidence. Think about it. When investors know that property laws are transparent and that their investments are legally protected, they're much more willing to pour money into the huge housing and infrastructure projects that the city desperately needs. It's simple, really. Transparency brings in the cash. And that's where the regulatory agencies come into play. Their whole job is to keep things orderly. They're the ones approving building plans, enforcing those zoning laws we talked about, and stopping illegal construction before it starts. You could say they're the guardians of the city's entire blueprint. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you see this multi-pronged strategy start to emerge. It's like 5 pillars holding up the future of Lagos.
You start with accurate mapping. That makes strategic planning possible. Then you power that plan with smart technology. At the same time, you're revitalizing old neighborhoods through urban regeneration. And the foundation holding it all together? That's strong, solid regulation.
You know, what's happening in Lagos is bigger than just one city. It's a massive, real-time experiment in how to handle the incredible pressures of modern urban growth. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As more and more of the world's population floods into cities, could the blueprint being tested in Lagos actually become a model for the future of urban centers everywhere?